Hey folks, Dude here. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but I'm going to show you the Bay Bridge. Literally, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now, what this thing is I think it's like 4 miles in length or something like that, but there's a lot of people that tend to kirk out when they drive over the Bay Bridge. Why do they freak out because they drive over the Bay Bridge? I don't know, but there has been a couple accidents where like a truck hit like a Jersey barrier, read like these, concrete guys right here, and they broke through. Now you get any bridge and they get some age on board, stuff rusts, stuff breaks, but you know what? If you're on a tractor trailer through a Jersey barrier, something is going to give. So I'm going to take you guys over the, Chesapeake Bay Bridge and give you guys a real-time drive over the Bay Bridge. So looking over, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there are some ships that are anchored out in the Bay Bridge. Now, what they do normally is they anchor down there and then they go up that way. So this would be south, this would be north. I'm going due east. Not quite yet, but as I cross over the bridge here, I'll be going due east. Now, literally what this does is this spans one of the deepest dredged areas, and it is one of the highest areas. This is not the limit on cruise ships that come into Baltimore. The limiting factor is going to be the Key Bridge. The Key Bridge is the low bridge. This one's actually pretty high. I mean, you can get just about any cruise ship, from what I understand, should be able to clear this bridge. If they lower the stacks, it should clear the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now, crossing over, we'll be going to the highest point. I think right about here, I believe, is the high point. There's a little bit more of a crest. So literally, this is the high point of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now, usually what happens is you can hit this thing, you can cruise over, no problem at all, and you have pretty good travels because there is 2 lanes out, 2 lanes back, and it's no issue. When things really go foobar, they'll shut down one of the spans, read like the one that's north of me, and it'll become 2-lane traffic on this one only. You want to talk about traffic backups? Well, I did something yesterday and I had to go about 8 miles past the end of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and then bear off to do something. The backup that was going on because, traffic is just completely foobar on the other side, backed up to that point. An 8-mile backup going onto the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now you can see it's very picturesque. It's a lot of area here. It's a lot of bank. It's a lot of what have you. And if you see that tarpaulin that's off to the left there, covering part of the bridge, yes, that's construction. That completely hoses the Bay Bridge right now. There is at least another year of construction that'll be taking place on the Bay Bridge on the westbound span, because I'm on the eastbound span on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. So what's going on here is huge backups from people coming back from like Delaware and like Rehoboth Beach and Chesapeake, all those Chesapeake Bay Bridge or something. I don't know, what is it? No, it's Rehoboth, Delaware, Ocean City, all those points east that people go to for vacation stuff. We're kind of tending towards the end of the vacation time now because, of course, we're going from October, getting ready to get into November. And, of course, all that vacation stuff goes down by the wayside. That said, there's still stuff to be done at Ocean City, even off season. I've been there before in the dead of winter, and there is still stores open because there's people that still go there because it's off season. The hotel rates get a lot cheaper. There's going to be way, way less people. And if you talk to the locals, they like it mostly because they can actually go to the restaurants without all the tourists filling up the place. So now that we've crossed over the bridge component, we're now on the elevated roadway. We're getting ready to get back down into ground level and proceed thusly on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge till finally we're in like Rum and Coke and Stevensville and all Knock, Kent Island, all those places that are all points east of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. So we haven't quite gotten off just yet, but I want to give you guys a real-time depiction of what it's like to cross the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. And of course, you see all the boat traffic. There's always people, cruising around here on the boats, tons of fishing, tons of crabbing, people always fishing underneath the bridge here. And there's lots and lots and lots of stuff to eat fishy and, shellfish-wise. So there's plenty of stuff to eat around here. There's plenty of good fishing to be had. And of course, we're now off the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, currently back on solid land. Not quite yet, but almost. And I'm going to break off with this one, folks. So thank you guys so much for all your kind attentions. Eat good, keep it centering. As always, you know what, you love it. Chesapeake Bay Bridge crossing. This is how you do it. Catch you guys later, and see you guys.